Hello? Hello? Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Wow, Terrence, you're early. That's amazing. Thanks for being here. I have reasons to believe you're not the only one, but you were the first one in the chat. So good job. What's going on? We are playing Kerbal. We're turning the buddy up. We're turning the buddy bot on. And where's my mouse? There's my mouse. My mouse is dirty. Hold on, where can I put it so I can clean it for a second? Hold on. Today we're trying to rescue those satellites that went to Jewel. We're having an awesome, good, fun time. But we lost communications. We have, what was it? Basic controls only? What's silly model? Tricks are for kids. Let's go take a look at one of those ships on its way to Jewel. Ugh, I have so much debris and I'm so upset about it. I'm gonna have to go through and destroy that all at some point. But for now, I just don't want you to see my trash pile. Because this is a good trash pile, isn't it? Anyways. On an escape trajectory out of Tylo. That was acceptable. 2 years. Alright, let's go fly this one for a second. Because it's going to fly out of Tylo. It's going to stay in orbit around Jewel. And it's probably eventually going to get flung out unless we can save it. So let's go take a look at this ship. Remind ourselves about how amazing this satellite is. It's probably good that we accidentally left SAS on. Don't want to have to worry about whether or not we can turn it on. It's always the wrong side. Hold on. And if I remember, there were a few pieces of science that I wanted to retrieve from this, but we can't right now. So that's pretty cool. What am I doing though? I'm trying to look at what our new orbit's gonna be. So that's actually gonna give us so much time before it gets flung out by something else. And if we... Ooh, can I put an alarm there? No, hold on. We talked about alarms the other day. They're super useful. So that is in 218 days. So I want an alarm in 217 days. 217. And, ooh, look. An angry face. Anyways. And I want to link it to this vessel. Notes. Fix orbit so we don't fly away. Because we're the type to sail away. So come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me. We'll clear all of those. That was the maneuver node I'm not able to delete. Okay. So that was the state of this vessel here. What's that? Jewel escape. Oh yeah, because that's attached to the maneuver. Switch to that one. That one looks like something's wrong. Something's wrong. Oh, Where's my Joule escape? 5 years. Oh yeah, this one has to do a new lap. Hold on. Let's take the angry face off. So this one has to do an entire year before its Joule encounter. Which is kind of amazing that this one has a chance to come back to Kerbin first. But let's also set an alarm here. That's 4 years, 308 days. We're gonna create an alarm. What did we say? 4 years. Oh my gosh, we're definitely gonna have better technology by then. Make the orbit lower. Tell me why. Tell me why you want me to do that. Instead of just accepting it for what it is. Should we like try and drop this by Eve? Is that what you're accepting? Because I believe you first asked us to go to Joule, and we are dedicating the new satellite communications constellation to Rabbit. But why do you, dear friend, want me to lower the orbit? You want me to lower the orbit, but you also don't want me to go to Eve. We might just have to go back to the engineering department and build our new satellite array. Excuse me, sorry about that. And this one, what's this one doing? Because there were 3 satellites as part of this mission to... Whoa! Tracking software. Calm down. There were 3 satellites as part of this constellation. It's not really much of a constellation, so much as our attempts to go to Joule. And as firmly established, we do not have the ability to communicate. Yeah, this satellite is at a range 2. So we're going to try and piggyback probably somewhere in between here and Kerbin. Okay. So that's what? 26 billion meters. So we got to be able to, first off, get this satellite back into communications with everything else. So we got to build the biggest relay antenna we could imagine. As many antennas as possible. We need antennas. Antennas are the primary. This is the biggest one we have. What is its range? Its range... wasn't... So this is the antenna I used last time. And it wasn't truly powerful enough. So I could just add more of them for now. I feel like that's just what has to happen. But we could also send, what am I trying to say? Sciencey stuff. Send science experiments out to different places to try and teach us a little bit about communicating at distance. Oops, that's not what I want. Wonder how many of these I can stack. Because that'll be the basis of where we put all of our antennas. And now it's a question of how many antennas can we fit? A bunch of them is the answer. But we're also going to have to put solar panels on here somewhere. I don't want to put too many of these right at the top. I'll probably just put solar panels right there. We'll just put a couple of solar panels up there, and everyone will be happy. Put something like that right there. Those will extend like that. Could probably put them there and add no, I can't, because I can't just add them, because then if we're pointing make small satellites. I think I wanted one big one. I'm just trying to reestablish communications right now. And I need more antenna power. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4, that's 24. 24 of those. The question is, how far will those reach? I'm gonna have to send some science on this one, because this one's gonna have to do science. Repeatable science. I like to put that there, and that one right there. And those ones make sure that I'm going to be able to maintain communications, which is hefty important. I didn't mean communications. Control. Control is what I was gonna say. I meant to say. And then a couple of extra batteries for good luck. And then some science. I do not need 4 thermometers, but as I've established with the earlier missions, if I do lose contact, I want to be able to send back the data later and still reuse the thermometer. So I'm just going to put a few extra sciences in there. And then we close that. Oh, no, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. It's an emergency backup. An emergency backup antenna. Just in case it's needed. It's often not, but just in case. How big is that? 6 tons worth of communications gear. Retract those. And, oh, actually, I am going to put 1 emergency panel. Oh, no, I'll put 4 emergency panels. These panels, I'll put a few extra, that's for sure. These panels are just in case I forget to open the other panels. Just in case. It's better that we don't accidentally lose control of our ship because we ran out of power. Extend those solar panels. Great. Great, great, great. Now the fairing. Great. Now it's all nice and neatly packaged up. And now we need the ability to send it really, really far away. And that has been really good. We're gonna try one of those. We're gonna try using nuclear engines. They'll be slower, but in theory, more efficient. But I need this sort of an adapter so that I can get that down to the right size for a nuclear engine. And we don't need any oxidizer, so that makes it lighter. And what do we have? Not nearly enough thrust. See, I don't... Oh, hold on, actually. We've gone over this before. I need to know about in a vacuum. So I feel like I would need two nuclear engines just for this, which doesn't feel right. I remember somebody being really excited to get these, but I feel like something's wrong about it for my current tech level. I feel like I would be far better off grabbing like this tank and this poodle, because that's close enough to being proper thrust and gives us 3,000 meters per second worth of delta V. So that's a pretty good stage all on its own. That's fine. I can accept that. And then I gotta give it a whole lot extra. Let's, I've got an idea. We're gonna take, ooh, those are too small. Let's see. I want to take some of those science juniors, but I don't actually have a space for any of them. Can I, if I just put that there? Don't like. Gonna focus. Gonna stay focused. And we're gonna build this rocket. This rocket that is going to reestablish communications all over. Comm tower .1. Now we need a bigger engine. A bigger engine that goes farther. Thrust at 145. Can I have one more of those? Great. Great. That's another solid second stage of my missile rocket. So now we're going to switch back to sea level. And from here, we need to push this thing as a whole into orbit. Let's see. How much thrust can I get out of that? Plenty. That's amazing. Hey, Ducky, welcome back. Appreciate you being here. Oh, I gotta move my rocket up. We are trying to reestablish communications with our Joule trip. What's that? That's good. That's good. And now we just gotta kick that whole thing up just a little bit more. Slanted. No, I don't want slanted. Do I want slanted? Maybe I do want them to be slanted. Yeah. Yeah, that looks cool, right? Yeah. And now the nose adapters. The nose adapter. Not those ones. Not those ones. Those are the ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking fancy pants. That's looking not centered, actually. Hope for the best and pray that doesn't change our aerodynamics. And then from here, I also need that stack separator and these stack separators, all of them to be together. And the ship is too tall. I've done a bad job. Oh, we'll get to struts. I promise you, we are going to be adding struts. I thank you for looking out for that, though. And we are indeed planning to get some science in this little bay here. I've got a bunch of goo, and I put 4 thermometers so that even if I can't send the data back right at the moment, I'll be able to keep using the thermometers. So that way, like, you know, for example, at Joule, we have the temperature and space around Joule, but then we hit Tylo. I can't measure the temperature at Tylo because my thermometer has a reading I can't send back. So we're working on that. And hey, Red, thanks for being here too. I see you there on Twitch. These thoroughbreds are what I want. I want one right in the middle. And I want this. this one to go down there. And those ones to go with it. That's not enough. That is bad rocket design. But I know how to fix this. And the answer is more boosters. Dun, dun. This is a very Kerbal mission. Or I should at least say very Kerbal engineering. And then I just put those... Why did that jump up? What's going on here? Okay. That's what I wanted to see. Because that's enough thrust to get me the first way up. Those things are all going to fall off. At the same time this set of thrusters goes. And then those ones will fall off while we are in space. And this one will take us interplanetary. We will discard the fairing as I see fit. And then we will be left with this amazing communications tower. And a little bit of science. Should you be in Twitch or YouTube? That's up to you, Ducky. And I don't know if I have a preference. I'm having the same experience one way or the other. But if you have one platform that you like better than the other, that's cool. Otherwise, that bar over there, that goal bar, is a Twitch thing. So if you could like follow me on Twitch, that'd be cool. I just love seeing you here in the chat. So thanks. Anyways, the buddy bot. Of course. Of course. The buddy bot. The buddy bot. Yo, Ducky, you did that too. See, I have more things I can do for you if you're on Twitch. But if you prefer YouTube, then I'm also here on YouTube. Either way, I'm doing squats. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. All right, potato squats. All right, have a sip from your trusty Vault 13 canteen. And I am willing to take input. Oh, the struts. I didn't do the struts. Hold on. I just gotta down this coffee. It was cold. Anyways. Back to the engineering challenges of strutting things together. This is an expensive craft. I would wager this is our most expensive craft yet. But it's so important that we reestablish communications with Jewel. I'm worried about the middle ones first. I'll do the outer ones after. Alright, now these. Are they even going to reach across? Yes, they will. Terrific news. The struts. The struts now we should have. I know, I'm so excited for that goal to update. Wow. Wow. Oh. And we should probably put some wings on it. Put that on, man. Yeah, this is how we'll do it. All right. All right. So we've got some wings for stability. Oh, jeez. That looks like something's off. Too many wings. And I don't like the way they're all sitting with the symmetry. So we're just gonna hope for the best. This is the absolute most incredibly expensive ship we could imagine. If this does not solve our dual communication issues, then we absolutely must use it to improve our communications, and then we're gonna have to take some new missions anyways, because we're gonna run out of funds. Like, I cannot send this ship twice, but I am sending it. Hashtag send it. Great, Kerbal didn't crash. All right then. We've conveniently come out for a morning launch. And we will... how's a stock career? We are... How is this going? I think that it's going well. As soon as we reestablish our communications with the Jewel colony, then we'll be good. But that's all I have to say for that. If anybody wants to make any mission recommendations, now would be the time. Should I have graphic mods for it? Absolutely. Okay. Here we go. We are launching in 3, 2, 1. Blast off. It's a slow initial start, but we're gonna pick up speed. Actually, now that I'm seeing how quickly we're picking up speed, I might be a little bit concerned for it. What is our thrust to weight ratio? 1.3, that's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Wait, why are we wobbling? That's not good. That's not good. I have touched no controls and we are wobbling. We should have had some struts go up to the higher part. I missed. We needed more struts. You were all so correct. I think that we can, if we don't overreact, we should be fine. Maybe we could just decrease the wheel authority here for a second so that it stops trying so hard, and maybe just hold prograde. I don't know if that's a good idea. I think we have this under control. Hello, Rabbit. Thanks for showing up. I'm glad you could be here to see a disaster unfolding. We're not going to panic. We're just going to have a weird orbit. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, everybody. Look, we're pointing to the west just a little bit. I don't know how big it is on your screen, but pointing to the west is the exact opposite of what we want. Actually, let me correct that. Successfully launching to orbit is exactly what we want. And it doesn't matter what direction it happens to be going. We're just very happy to have a solid orbit. That was close. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. Look, we're about to lose these extra boosters. And now... Oh, we still got that wiggle wobble. Yeah, my reaction wheel was placed based on the small initial final satellite. It wasn't placed thinking about the launch vessel. You know, Ducky, you make an accurate point. Who actually wants a perfectly equatorial orbit? Nobody wants that. And look, now that we've moved into orbit, we are in fact pointing towards the east at least a little bit. We just have to trust this vehicle. Yo, welcome to the chat, Radar. Glad to have you here. All right. We've made some great progress. We are about to clear the atmosphere, which is fantastic news, especially considering how it all started. You know, it may not have exactly been the bottom, but now we're here. All right, we've cleared the atmosphere. Let's ditch that. And now that the debris is gone, we're going to open the solar panels. And that way we don't accidentally lose control of this fella. And without the atmosphere here, we're going to have substantially less wiggle wobble. So we can try and find something resembling an orbit now. Much success. But the real question is going to be, how far can we take this? Cut the thrusters. Terrence, you've got my attention. You just want me to be more efficient with this? Is this an efficiency conversation? Let's turn that all off for a second. This is efficiency, right? You want me to circularize at the apoapsis? Where is our good friendly target Jewel? Where is Jewel right now? Jewel is over there. Okay. Probably should. Yeah. Yeah, Ducky is in favor of the efficiency conversation. So we'll do it. I'm here. Oh, hello, Chris. Welcome to the party. Love it when new people show up in the chat. Here, I'll put on a special happy face. So happy to see you. Yay. Extra big. Kerbin. 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 We're gonna warp up here, because we don't actually need to wait for 5 minutes. Yo, look at all this extra space debris we're gonna have. Oof. So much trash. Yo! Thank you very much for this follow. Legan, Tiff, let's call you Tiff. Thanks, Tiff. I appreciate that so much. Where am I? Oh, I stopped paying attention. Wait. Why are we not turning fast enough? Ah. Sorry, everybody. I warped too fast. And I don't have the reaction controls. Oh, because I turned it down. Turn that back up. It always happens. I get distracted with chat, and my game jump scares me in one way or another. Like missing my burn. This is gonna have to be close enough. This is gonna be it. You just go there. We'll turn back a little bit. Keep it as horizontal as we can. Great. Some of this debris is just gonna fall back down to Kerbin, and we don't have to worry about it. I like a little bit less trash for my opponents. Because as you can tell, I'm a trash panda. The trash is all for me. And my friends, my posses. Press M. Okay, you want to see this map. You want to see the circle getting bigger. It's going, I promise. We'll stretch it. It'll be great. Yeah. Oh, okay. You want me to be very careful. You're telling me to make sure that I don't waste. We want to make sure that we just get an orbit that we can work with so that we can point ourselves wherever we want. Okay. Now we have an orbit, a complete orbit. We've got a periapsis at 75, so we're not going to touch the atmosphere. We can decide which way we want to launch ourselves out from here. And let's figure that out. First off, we zoom out. Okay. Joule is there. We want to get flung out probably in that direction our circle is mostly going right now. So let's say I was right here and I wanted to fling myself forward as fast as I could. Where does this orbit take us? This orbit takes us halfway to Duna. For 1,000. Till past till oh, okay. That's what you want? I'm willing to take... I'll do it. I'll do that. We'll clear this. And you want us to be at 100. You like 100 better than 75. Which is cool. There. We're at 100. But I still think we're gonna come to the periapsis. We're gonna burn like 1,000-ish. Directly forward. Ooh, look at that angle. And that is gonna take us as far as Duna. Let's say Jewel is my target. Wait, why did that... That looks like it... I'm not convinced. Longfellow wants this 100... well, we've already made the commitment to the 100k periapsis, so... I feel... like that transit out isn't everything I want it to be. What if I go this way instead? For the basically that 1,000. Wait a second. I want to know what that is. Something is getting in the way. What is it? It's just a return to Kerbin? I don't need a return to Kerbin. What I need is my keyboard not to die. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That needs to be dealt with. Okay. So... I think I'm mostly just afraid that we're gonna lose communications with this. I wonder if I could actually get a Mun gravity assist to launch me out at an orbit similar. Ooh, see, that's wasted compared to where it could have been. Because I actually need it going like that way, don't I? Oh, look at that. Can I just head straight to Jewel? Oh, this is gonna be a gravity assist from there. Now, how can we fine-tune that maneuver node? Back in. Down. I can't see all the controls I want properly. will come whipping past at that rate and be lost to the solar system. And I think that's probably bad. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. How are we gonna plan this? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How much time do I have to figure it out? 10 minutes. I feel like I actually need to find myself around Duna first. I think I need to make a pit stop in Duna to get any science I can so that I can improve my communications. And worst case scenario, leave this tower in orbit around Duna real high up. I'm open to suggestions on the matter. Because what can I do here? Burn like this 1,000. And where's my Duna encounter? Can I make the Duna encounter? I could probably get to like that target at closest approach. Let's move it further up then. Ooh, that doesn't even touch it at all. Okay. Whoops. Pull it back there. Can we hit Duna? I bet we could just... Oh, then that's a return to Kerbin. It looks to me like we could get to like that and then fine-tune it. And then from there we can pop back out of Duna orbit later. Maneuver for Duna is much better with Duna 45 behind. That's reasonable. I understand that. So you're going to tell me to wait a few orbits to make sure that we can. But I have the fuel. Tough call. Tough call. Plenty of fuel? I got plenty of fuel. Let's say I was going to do it basically there. Right? We're going to do basically there. It's going to be basically 900. To get close. And then from there, what are the disadvantages of waiting? There's really no disadvantages. Okay, so we're gonna wanna warp. There shouldn't be a disadvantage to this, at least. Except for how long it's gonna take. Hold on. Hold on. There's gotta be a better way of warping, right? What is going to be my best way of warping until the Duna transfer window opens? No, make a save. Okay. Okay, well, we can start by saving it, yeah. Save the game. Well, let's time warp forever. And you want Duna to be like at a 45 behind. All right, so now Duna's behind. So like to a 45 would be like here-ish. Maybe that's not quite 45. We'll get a little further. A little bit further. And I'm going to call that good enough. Because I'm not getting out a protractor to measure this. I'm going to be at the wrong side of the orbit now. That's fine. If I was there and I burned... that doesn't look right. That's not gonna be right. No, that's the wrong spot of my orbit for this. But this is the wrong direction. Mistakes! Mistakes have been made, dear friends. Idle transfer. Ah. I'm just at the wrong side of my orbit now, though. My periapsis is on the wrong side of Kerbin. Now I feel like I actually need to wait longer for that transfer. I don't have a choice now. Something's not lining up right for me. Wait, why is the warping slowing down? Oh, because I have an alarm about to go off. Okay, what's this alarm? We've waited so long that this thing's alarm, which was fix the orbit so we don't fly away. Okay, let's quickly do that. Because we're out here, right? I still can't delete that. It's looking weird. Okay, we need to go prograde. And I need to park this in an orbit where it's not going to get flung away. That's good enough, right? Altitude 143, 230. Oh, that's so far away. There's no way. There's no way that's touching anything. Perfect. Then I need to go back to the tracking center. Oh, rabbit. Orbiting Kerbin. I need to save. I should save it right now. Yeah. Yeah, I should save. You're right. Save that. Now what am I doing here? What am I actually doing here since Rabbit misguided me? Okay. We are trying to put this to Duna. And now it's behind us. And we don't have a choice. The choice has been removed from us. Let's say I was right there. And I wanted to do something. No, I have to be like at least there. Let's say I want to burn the 900. Where does that leave me? In orbit still. Okay, I have a better idea. Oh, we're about to be there. Whatever. Go prograde. The reaction wheel's weak right now. Maybe just skip Duna. I think the problem as a whole, regardless about whether I'm going to Duna or Dres, is that my periapsis is on the wrong side. The wrong side of Kerbin. So I'm gonna try and force a Mun encounter. I'm gonna take a gravity assist off of the Mun or Minmus, and we're gonna take one of those to fling us out at a high speed. But a very large bit of my fuel right now is taking my orbit higher from Kerbin. Okay. So if we are there, it will be over there on my next lap. Let's warp through a couple of these laps so that we can get that connection with the mun that I want. Yeah, because we're gonna have that encounter with the mun. It's just a matter of hitting it at the angle I want. That's the sort of angle I'm looking for. But I can't see where that orbit takes me. All I can see right now is that I'm gonna want to warp back here to do that. See, this is gonna work out nicely, right? So now we just go prograde for a minute. Actually, what do I got? I got 3 minutes to try? Okay. Let's see what this looks like. If it will let me do everything I want. Alright, so we're gonna line up this encounter with mun. That actually looks like I might crash into it. I am gonna crash into it. I need a periapsis of some kind. But now it's gone. I think what I was imagining is not even possible. Will that show me where this orbit goes? No, it won't. So we're gonna skip all of that. We're just gonna warp ahead the 2 minutes. And we're gonna make this encounter work. The mun periapsis is what I want to know. I think we'll just stop there. And we're going to have to plan this maneuver node a little better. Plan for some kind of adjustment out here. You know what? I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to stop at the mun. And we're going to let Kane's arm come and refuel us. So we're going to skip that. Actually, we will just burn again until there's a periapsis. That's good enough. Because Kane's arm is holding on to a bunch of fuel from an earlier mission. What's this? Escaped Tylo. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be best that we'll just hang out at the mun. We'll launch from the Mun. And we'll get Kane's arm wherever it is to help us out. Warp there for a second. All right, now we're going to need to... Oh, we are going the wrong direction, aren't we? Okay, how can I fix that? I can just do that like this. And then... What is this using? 200? Periapsis is 19. Puts my ascending node better. Well, we're gonna have to use that because that's my best estimation to get us started. Welcome back. All right, we are going to stop at the Mun with the intention of refueling. Because Kane's arm is terrific for that. You left for 1 second and you came back to us crashing into the Mun. How fun. I'm hoping we don't actually crash, but you never know. We're gonna warp to there and then switch retrogrades so that we can stop. And link up with Kane's arm. Altitude 42. We are planning to. We are planning to get into Mun orbit, but my ship currently takes forever to turn. Unless I'm burning fuel too. Which is why Kane's arm will do the docking part. Alright, now that we are almost facing prograde, I'll warp the rest of the way to the low spot. And now hopefully we can stop. Now we need anti-normal because we're going to need to point down to fix this ascending node issue. All right, almost there. Almost there, so we'll warp ahead. And then we'll level these circles out. That's gonna have to be close enough. You want to see the view? This is actually probably a really good view of Mun. That is Mun in all of its glory. Nice. All right, let's switch over to Kane's arm now. And we're going to make Kane's arm do the rest. Where is Kane's arm? On the other side? Kane's arm, switch to. Kane's arm, where are you? You might not actually have all that much fuel. It's something. It's something. All right. That's our target. Where are we right now? We're gonna let it go up there, right? And we're gonna do a maneuver here that basically pushes us up like that. It'll go a little far so that we can line those two up. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Please just warp to the next maneuver node. And then face the maneuver node. Let's see. How are the markers orbit? Like, you see a reading if you right click at the reading stays. I did not know I could right click on those to make them stay. And while a docking port might be typical, Kane's arm has a grabber claw. So the grabber claw is going to do the job. Look at that blue circle getting bigger. Oh, hi, buddy bot. Give me a moment. Let me finish this. Let me finish this burn. Line up our connection. Oh, there we go. separation at 5.9 kilometers. That's good enough. Let's do those squats for the buddy bot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we did that, and now we want to warp over here. Now there, oh, of course, it would be dark. Red, thanks for doing squats too. All right, we've established that that thing is going to get 5 point some odd kilometers away. So I want to be less than 6 kilometers away when I start doing anything. And regardless of what happens, I am not putting away the antennas. Great, that's close enough for what I need. And now let's go directly to the target. And we will get ready to slow down. That's enough. We can slow down from right here. And now we go a little closer. And we'll get ready to slow down. Yo, wouldn't it be cool if I had RCS thrusters to help out with this? Kane's arm does not have RCS on it. But you can see Kane's arm is quite nimble. We're gonna be fine. Now we just gotta hope None of the sensitive equipment interferes with sensitive equipment on the other ship. But if we just go slow and carefully, we should be all right. There's no point in turning on RCS. I don't have any RCS. What? I was wrong? Oh my goodness, what? What has RCS? Where did that come from? Ah. When did I put RCS on this? The pod has RCS out of the box. Yo, this is not feeling helpful to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See, this I wasn't prepared proper. And now my only real solution is to go back to my strategies from before. All right. Now, do you want me in docking mode? And you want me to have RCS? No. No. No, I appreciate everything you're trying to do. I really do. But I am not prepared for what you're asking. And I got this under control. This is a nice view, isn't it? Should have taken the monopropellant out of that. Great. Great, 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 great. Now that is going to donate all of its fuel to the cause. Thanks, Kane's arm. You've been a real peach. Now let's turn. Use RCS. Docking mode. See, I don't have any forward propulsion from shift in docking mode. It's fine. It's not that important. This is still a relay. Anyways, is this the button I wanted? This is the button. Okay. Now back to maneuver node. Let's turn SAS back on and turn prograde, hopefully. Just push ourselves away from this thing. Don't want to accidentally hit that. All right. Thanks for the extra little bit of fuel. Now we need to decide where we're going. If if I launch out that way, that's not good. If I launch out that way, it's also not great. I want to be like there. But that's... See, that's the wrong angle altogether. See, that's not gonna work. This is the wrong time of year. Because look, that leaves me in an orbit smaller. Which means ultimately, I need to get flung out in that forward direction. So I actually need to go out like there. Which flings me out on what kind of wild orbit? Does going faster help? Not really. Not really. I think I just got to get out of the Mun orbit first. If I do that over there instead, does that work out better? Oh yeah, that's much better. But we were talking about stopping at Duna for the extra science bonus, in case we can't reach Jewel. What if I have that? Uh-oh. What have I done? I don't know what... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was trying to move this maneuver node, but it's not allowing me to. If I go off like that, it puts me on an orbit past Dres. But if that was my target, then it would be there when I am there. So the question is, can I move this at all so that it's more effective? So that it gets me closer. It looks like it's all kinds of extra. No, slowing down doesn't help. Hold on, hold on. I think there's another option somewhere in there that I just don't get to see right now. And it starts with this particular burn. So we're going to use this burn to get us, you know what, at least out as far as this other CommSat. So we'll see if this CommSat is good enough to pick up the slack there. And that's going to have to be good enough. We're going to warp like to there first, because it takes us a while to turn. So we need to buy time while the ship turns. And then we'll get a little bit closer. The ship will turn the rest of the way. And it'll all be good. This is a good yawny stretch. Ugh. See, we're turning. This has been an expensive mission. Well, the good news is that currently this CommSat seems to be in communication with everything in the Kerbin system. Not sure if it's in contact with anything out of the Kerbin system yet. No, it is in 8 minutes. All right, here we go. Yeah, I want these two. These two are gonna come together and meet right around here somewhere. And I'll get a Duna encounter. We'll grab some extra science. That'll be very valuable. It won't be a lot. We don't actually have a lot. We've only got goo and thermometers. But it's something. And if we can hit Duna and its moon, whatever that might be. Those things jumping around on me. Hold on. What happened is we got ourselves closer to a Duna encounter. I was wrong about where it was going to happen, though. Here we go. We've got it lined up. At least it's something. It's going to take the rest of the fuel in this particular stage, but it's going to be a Duna encounter. And that'll also let us know if this tower can communicate with Kerbal from this distance. Let's start by warping out of the Mun. And then I think I also wanted to just go ahead and warp out of Kerbin. How far is my alarm? Still 4 years away. Great. And now we will... How far is that? 300 days. Let's warp to like there, so that we can get ready to set up that maneuver, and we're gonna see if we get communication with this ComSat. That'll be the big one. When do we pick up communication with this thing? There we go. We've got it now. We still have really strong connection to the Space Center, and we're close enough to at least have this one transmitting science again. So that's a good start. As long as these two are on the same side of Kerbin, it looks like they'll be able to pick it up. But with Kerbin getting further away, we're getting worried. Let's just look at our path. Yeah, we need like an extra couple of these outside of Kerbin to help piggyback that signal in. And we are about to lose signal to it. Again, if we had several of these towers out, we'd be able to bounce it down, but... Oof. Oh, we have just lost the ability to send science. We were so close. So this tower needs to be in the same quadrant, the same quarter of the circle, in order to keep communications alive. Which isn't terrible. It's not terrible. We're basically rescuing our drone ships as if they had Kerbals on them. Oops, no. Just warp to the maneuver. Warp to the maneuver. 14 days worth. Whoops, sorry. Hold on. Thank you. I appreciate you for still watching. We're going to go ahead and make this transfer burn to line up our encounter with Duna, so we can get whatever science we can get from that. Here we go. Oh, hey, buddy bot. You gotta let me do this first. Okay? Because we gotta hit this encounter to Duna. We need the science. We need better antennas. We need to be able to communicate with everything. Hard stop. With everything. Here I am orbiting, eyeing up. I'm eyeing up a polar orbit around the sun. Oh, and I can't delete the maneuver node anymore. I can't express how frustrated I am about that. Because it's gonna throw off everything in the tracking station. Ah! Well, I'm about to start sending real pilots. 1 year. Well, let's just do it. Let's just do so. Ugh. Duna encounter 1 year, 23 days. I need to create an alarm for 1 year, 23 days. And 59 minutes. All right. I'm not just going to ignore that buddy bot because I have the time. Because we're waiting for this warp to happen. And the only reason I'm going to stop the warp is if I regain communications. There's the 10 squats. Yo, I think I have all of my Joule satellites, or most of my Joule satellites, are going to be on the same side of their orbit, and Kerbin's going to come around and reconnect everything. It's going to be a great moment. We can go through and delete any maneuver nodes that exist. Like that one. Hold on. No, I'm going to wait on that, because that one's going to have plenty of time. There we go. Hold on. Start with that. Switch to... I don't know if I'm going to have... I don't know if I have a maneuver node or not. No, I don't, which is great. But I'm also not looking to change this thing's orbit. Oh, actually, I should check. No, because this thing has an orbit lined up later. Or an encounter, I should say. Switch back to that. And because I was able to clear that... Where are we? This one doesn't want to act like it's actually going to connect anymore. Gotta fine-tune that positioning. Although I actually should admit, this is a pretty far distance for Kerbin and this satellite to be still in communication, so I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm not using maneuver nodes because I'm a fool. I'm just gonna do it. See, that was wrong. That was already wrong. The closest approach got further apart. So let's say, for argument's sake, I did want to add a maneuver. And I was just going to slow it down. There's a very tiny window for that. We'll use that as our maneuver node. And it looks like I've even got an encounter with Ike lined up on this, which is really nice. Real nice. Whoa. Do you see this? This red line popping up in the distance? Where's it going? Do I have... I think that's just a glitch. That's a visual glitch, right? It must be, because I have no idea where that line thinks it's going. Low signal, but it was going somewhere way out there. It's going... I don't know where it's going. That's the problem. It's flickering on and off. To a vessel. This is fine. We're going to do this maneuver. Because this maneuver is going to give us... But where... But Jewel's in a different direction. But if I need to jump to that ship over at Jewel right now, I would. I just don't believe it. But that satellite there is on its way to Jewel right now. I wonder if there's any science I should be doing. Probably not. I can't transmit anything of value from that. Probably the same here, right? Yeah, nothing of value. Close that. Let's do this maneuver. I still have an Ike escape lined up at year 8, T-minus 422 days. Fan-flippin-tastic. Is it, no, Terrence, it's not just you. Red and Rabbit are both on Twitch right now. And YouTube tells me there's other people watching, but who really knows about that? All right, that ship's coming in. I think I just want to warp over here to that thing. And we'll have a good old time visiting Duna and Ike, which is going to give me some extra science to help out with this communications problem. And let's not forget that this ship here, Comsat 1-Joule, has an encounter lined up. And we do have something at Joule already. So you can see we might be able to piggyback a signal. You know, these 4 satellites working together, we might just be able to hold it together. Just long enough to transmit some of that silence. The science. Auto warp canceled. Why? Do I have an alarm about to happen? Oh, I do. Hold on. What is this? What's this? Oh, the manual alarm that we had set in an attempt to time warp while we had no signal. That's fine. Our next time warp, our next alarm. What's that? I didn't put any details in there, but I did lock it to a vehicle. So that's good. Anyways, we're trying to go to Duna because we need some science. So we're going to go to Duna and Ike. I say that, but the entire point of this mission was to put this comms tower out to help piggyback the Joule signal. And as you can see, it's going to be capable of doing exactly that. Because Kerbin just happens to be on the right side of most of what we're about to do. Actually, it's going too far. I would have loved if it could have stuck around a little longer. But now that satellite there is only connected through this tower. That one's also about to drop down to only be with this tower. We're about to lose that signal altogether. Yeah, we lost comms with that one. So I'm thinking, if we could leave this tower around Duna, that might end up being pretty good for us. Because that way, it should be able to maintain communications with Kerbin from for a quarter of the year. All right, into Duna we go. And we can transmit science from here. So let's do exactly that. I mean locked. Open that up for me. Get me some mystery goo. 15's not a lot, but transmit that data. Log the temperature display. While in space high, go ahead and transmit that data. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for joining in the chat. All right, we got those 2 bits of data. That was our first data from Duna. Yeah, so we got paid extra for that. Now we've got this Ike encounter lined up. Can I please just focus on Ike for a minute? No? Here we go. Okay, hold on. So this is us crashing into Ike. Right? So what we need is like something resembling a periapsis. It can be real low. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's going to be an aggressive flyby. Where does it send us after? It sends us way out of Duna. A Duna escape is lined up. At a wild angle. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I need a bit of that maneuver. Whoops. Hold on. Oh, I see what my problem is. Okay. And now we just need this most minor of burns. To slightly change our orbit. I do need money. I do. This ship was particularly expensive. And I need to build bigger ships. Bigger ships with better antennas. All right, there we go. All right. Now, while I'm here, go ahead and pin that so it's easy to find. And pin that one so it's easy for me to find. And let's get into Ike's sphere of influence. Hey, Ducky, welcome back. You're just in time to visit Ike. Welcome to Ike. We're not quite in its sphere of influence yet. Yo, this periapsis is starting to look like a collision. But it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, log the temperature here at Ike. And observe that mystery goo here at Ike. Transmit that data. And then when we are real close in, we'll be able to do a little bit more. I appreciate you being able to be here even though there's work to be done. Alright, our periapsis is in 14 minutes. Warp there, please. Now, after I get flung out of Duna, does it tell me where I'm going? Does it tell me my new orbit? It's wild out like that. Transmit that data where? Yeah, I gotta send that data to the sun. I think I do want to try and stop here. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna be capable. Well, that's one option for not a lot. It might be okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop here at Duna somewhere. We're gonna have some debris too. I'm going to let the space trash exist instead of launching it into Ike. We're gonna get into orbit around Duna, and we're gonna park the comms tower there because it can barely hold signal to Kerbin right now. Oops, hold on. How far away is Kerbin on the... Where is Kerbin? Kerbin is 6 months ahead. Okay. So that's how we're gonna do this. That's how we're gonna roll here. 7 minutes, you say. Down to 8,000. Where are we? Around above the ground, please. Let's do it from here. So this is still 3 minutes away. Alright, now I'm hoping to see it say we're near. We're in space high over Ike. That doesn't help. No. No. Maybe flying over Ike. See, now the camera's changed. It's still in space high. Still in space high over Ike. I'm concerned. This feels dangerously close. How close is too close to Ike? What is the highest mountain peak above sea level on Ike? I wasn't prepared to land. Crashing. Yeah, we might. We just might. $12. Uh-oh. Is a periapsis of 8 gonna be crashing? Because if it's gonna touch the ground, it shouldn't be a periapsis. I'm afraid. It's fine. Terrence says it's fine. Thanks. I appreciate. How far are we off of sea level? 12? Oof. 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 Big oofs, fam. How close are we actually gonna come? Are we gonna smash a solar panel on the ground? We are already pointed retrograde, and it's not gonna. Nothing's gonna help. Nothing's gonna help us. It's too late to do anything. We need to survive 12 more seconds. We're gonna be fine. All in space near. Come on, we're less than 2 kilometers off the ground. Tell me we're flying high. In space near. Okay. Well, we did indeed survive. So now the plan was to slow down. Because now we need to stop. That was the goal now, was to stop. We're gonna stop around Duna. We're going to correct the orbit so that Ike doesn't fling us wildly later. Buddybot, I'm gonna ignore you this time. I hope you love me anyways. Alright, and now this is saying we're just gonna hit Ike again later. But that's fine, because we'll just get, like, out to this apoapsis here. And then we'll fix that. Yeah, this is exactly what we're gonna do. And that way we will have this comms tower permanently around Duna. And then because we will have this tower around Duna, we can send other things here. You know, we want to get out to this spot here where we will burn prograde a little bit. At least this ship is done a lot for us. It's really helping out with the communications. We just need to send several more. put another ship just like this around Dres, it'll be a good time. We escaped Ike, and we've entered into an orbit around Duna. See, those are little things that are helping to build our funds back up. Because this ship was expensive. Alright, now we need to make sure that Ike isn't going to give us problems. What is our orbital velocity? 31 meters per second. That is not a lot. So it won't take a lot. Ducky, this is probably going to be the last mission for today. But we're going to take a look. Ike's at 2.8, so let's get to like a 5 to 10. Let's get to like a 10. Yeah, that's plenty far away from Ike. And we might even dip down. Like, we could just dive into the atmosphere one day. But that puts this tower where we wanted it to be. Let's explore the ship that's at Jewel, though. Let's take a look at it. We haven't given it much attention today. Switch to that one, please. What do we have going on here? No communications. Can't delete that. It's all fine. What's our orbit here looking like? Way high, nice and stable. There's nothing to say about this one. This one, we're gonna switch to it for a moment and take a look. Also, no connection. On its way up to Jewel. It's gonna escape Jewel. Nothing I can do about that. Still almost 2 years away. All right, let's head to the Space Center. How much money, how much science do we have? The money situation has actually balanced itself out fairly nicely. That replenished quite a lot of our funds. What about our research? We have 250. What can we get for that? Lights, lander cans. This is 300, so I can't have anything from the next one up. Those are RCS stuffs. The eyes on the Trash Panda did change. And the reason for that is because the Trash Panda has 3 emotions set up. And this is one of them. They just happen to be attached to hotkeys that I use for lots of things. So here's, if I press the number 3, they go away. See, I've got a happy smile. I have an angry face. And I have a loving face. Or excitement. I don't know, however you want to use it. And I could actually overlay all 3 to mix up the emotions. So, especially when I have to start typing numbers in, that's what ends up happening. I think we need to focus on getting more experiments. We need to do more. We need more science. And the best way to do that is going to be to go on a trip to Minmus with a bunch of stuff. But there's stuff I need anyways, like that antenna. I think probably what's going to happen. Thanks, Ducky. I appreciate the compliments. Because I don't know how many of you are here right now that were here to see the last model I unveiled. But like, oh gosh, I felt bullied. That's not true. It's not bullied, but like your criticisms cut deep. So I appreciate compliments. And we will probably need to do some generalized exploration to build up our science. But I think we're probably actually just going to have to take some contracts. Let's see. Recover debris from the surface of Minmus would pay quite a lot and shouldn't be too challenging. A satellite in a special orbit around Duna? No. Where do these tourists want to go? Minmus, 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 Minmus. Mun, Kerbin, Mun. Kerbin, Mun. 1, call it 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 500,000 to take these tourists out. The Mun 4 rally. Ooh, that's one heckin' of a run. I'm not about to do that. But I will take these 5 tourists as part of our next trip. What's Explore Ike? Orbit Ike? Oh, I could reposition that comms tower to do this right now, I'm sure. And just pocket that. And you'll give me almost 200,000 to do it. Interesting. Science data from the surface. A Tylo stone. I don't know, Ducky. I had 4 separate occasions in one stream where people shared their opinions. I think we're just going to take that one for now to do the 5 tourists. We're going to do that so it's lined up for next time. But a 2.5-hour stream is a bit for me. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it so much, especially everybody who hit the follow button on Twitch. I loved it. Anyways, bye. Wait, where's Kerbin? Whoops.